Ooh, this is like a thing that like my friend posted about. Okay, like if you guys don't know, I'm like pretty involved in the production scene. I have like a production company and like everything. I have a lot of friends who work industry. One of my good friends slash ex-schoolmates, one of my ex-classmates, and like we used to be on like an esports team together. My friend Retro, he works for Shopify Rebellion. If you know the incident regarding Shopify Rebellion, troll despair. Before we get into today's video, I want to tell you guys about Summoner's Nexus. Again, taking inspiration from games such as Marvel Snap and Yu-Gi-Oh!, Summoner's Nexus is an indie TCG in early alpha that features a one-of-a-kind dynamic back-and-forth turn system, with both players taking turns simultaneously and neither player ever feeling completely shut out of the game or feeling like they're watching their opponent perform a cutscene while they're comboing off. Well, I've come to tell you about some new updates that they've put out. If you check their Kickstarter and website, they've actually put out special rewards, such as being able to design cosmetics, cards, and even receive Founders Packs. They're even beginning to fire a tournament circuit with prize support for those of you who are ready to take the plunge into the competitive scene. Please check out Summoner's Nexus at the link down in the description or by scanning the QR code on the screen. The game is completely free to download and play both on Android and on iOS, with a PC port coming in the near future. Thank you to Summoner's Nexus, and now back to the video. And it's kind of like trying to introduce FlyQuest to LoL fans is near impossible. Even as a longtime enjoyer of this roster, the amount of content is so low. There's only 5 YouTube uploads this year that aren't promo/LS videos as well, because orgs with much less fan upload more. And it's like when you look at their content, it's like the past 12 videos have been spread out over 3 months as like patch rundown, merch announcement, random discussion thing, like group content, a thing with Basil, a VOD, and it's like, okay, original video, discussion video, like actual original content, a fucking LS video, an LS like patch review, a video that's been done 5 billion trillion times, and another patch review. Like, it's just like, okay, we get it. Patch videos exist. And it's like, that doesn't make sense, because FlyQuest is like very well known. And FlyQuest has like a lot of known players, and like they're pretty popular in the NA scene. And they make like cool merch. Like, why aren't they popular? Why do they only have so many? Why do they have like 100,000 Twitter followers and their view retention is only like, you know, like 3,000 to 5,000? And Retro basically gave this big block. Anyways, this is basically his whatever it's called, his creds. He works for Shopify Rebels. Tell him hi. So what happened? What happened to these bozos? I can't speak for FlyQuest or any other org, but for SR, we made specifically to post 2 to 3 videos every week in session in regards to team comms, team vlogs, or a fun scripted video, like technically a meal or trying stacks. As a new team, we wanted to make sure we gave fans as much content as possible to get an understanding of who the new kids on the block were. Started off with strong viewership, but noticed a decline when the team's actual competitive performance wasn't doing the best. There was a steep drop-off, which sucks because I feel like the content only started to get better as the vlogs came out and became more complex, leading into personalities, and the fun video brought new angles into standard league formats. I thought I was making the right call by giving fans a proven format, but maybe I was just wrong and that's not the people we're looking for. Now, the very, very easy answer for this is that league content falls under 2 categories. You're either a personality streamer, like Lily Pichu. People don't care about if you're like the epic gamer. All they care about is like, I am a person who's like cute or fun or hot or sexy or like just a legacy name in the community, and that's all they care about. You know, they just know you for who you are. And the second one is like you're a high profile, like high challenger, like known for a specific thing in league. Like Baussi is like a very, very easy example in regards to like, he is a very high elo player, and despite whatever issues you may have regarding his fucking league playstyle, he is a very, very well accomplished player in regards to the overall league ladder. He's been like challenger on like every region. He's been challenger on like top lane and support and like whatever. You guys get the idea. Now the general thing is that most players, it's no longer just enough to be a popular player. You have to actually be not just popular. You also have to be consistent and in the eyes of the media. You cannot just be like, I'm just gonna do whatever I want because like, oh, I've got to focus on scrimming. I've got to do whatever. If you do that, your career will die. Even if you are on like a tier 1 org, You could be on like TSM, Cloud9, Team Liquid, whatever. You will not be successful long term. You will be successful as long as you are like on the team, but once that passes, you will have nothing. And that's like for the most part, in like the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and like arguably early 2010s, most basketball stars or like sports stars, unless you were like giga famous, like Michael Jordan or whatever, where you were just constantly in the media regardless, most people went like bankrupt. Just because like they had like extremely like lavish lifestyles that once they were like off the court, they could not sustain. Does Howard still play? Nope, he quit. He quit League. The problem is NA League, Pro League is super unpopular. Our Pro League has been running for years. That's also true. But it's also like, why is NA Pro League unpopular? And like the easy answer is like, well, no one's a consistent streamer. No one's like a giga god gamer. Name like one NA streamer that's like actually a popular streamer. I'll tell you right now, you cannot name one. There is not a single NA streamer that you could say, a single NA Pro streamer who you could say is like actually popular. Like I'm not even joking. I cannot name one who I am not like. I just cannot even name one. It just doesn't exist. Like you could argue that like you could argue like EU to an extent because of like Los Ratones. Like EU is like well, you know, like EU is like pretty up there because like Los Ratones. Los Ratone is more of like a media campaign that also just happens to feature a pro team. So that's like a whole different thing. But that also falls into the idea of like they're consistently performing, and they're in the media. They're in the media 24/7. There are no big personalities in NA, and my personal opinion is it's connected to streaming and overall viewership and fandom in NA. I remember back in the day I watched LCS, once the games were over, Bjergsen or Doublelift or whoever would flip on stream and instantly get 50k viewers, and you just see them being themselves. Yeah, like back then, you put on a Bjergsen stream, you put on an I'm a Cutie Pie stream, put on like a little Reginald stream every now and then when he's not like scamming cryptos. Put a little Dyrus, oh my god, those are the good days. But for the most part, a lot of pro players that are currently registered either don't want to or just don't have the time or energy in regards to being like, I should stream in order to not only guarantee long-term success for my individual brand, but also because it is a financially sound decision to make, both for the interests of myself and the team. Like again, that's why like Los Ratones is so poppin'. I can't imagine forcing myself to stream after a 10-hour practice day, plus you don't need to stream to make sure you have a roof over your head, in which you probably make more than 3 McChickens. Of course, I would love to see pros stream more often and be introduced back into the contracts, but end of the day, just not my call and just shower thoughts. Also, players shift around often, and there usually isn't like a face to a team, which makes it hard to grow a fandom / known personality. There are a ton of variables, but personality specific is something we have tried to highlight in Shopify Rebellion, such as get to know videos, along with team vlogs, such as Jinsanity, as he talks about the entire match day. And that is true in regards, it is a good idea in order to introduce your teammates and have them be known established names. But A, you have to make sure your audience is actually fucking there. And B, you have to make sure that the content is actually like consistent enough and falls under the right league demographics, which is very, very difficult, unfortunately. Like Los Ratones is the only channel that I think that has that level of, you know, dedication and whatnot. Anyways, that's just my 2 cents regarding fucking League of Legends content. There's a reason I don't have a League channel, but maybe I'll fire up the fucking Summoner's Rift if I'm feeling kind of spicy for the second channel. Maybe I will make a gameplay only channel. That could be fun. Anyways, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on League content. Thank you for watching, and goodbye forever.